Hello, and welcome to today's video where we will be discussing a topic that affects everyone: inflation. You might have heard the term before, but do you truly know what it means? In this video, we will be exploring the ins and outs of inflation and how it can impact your financial well-being. Definition of inflation. First, let's define what inflation is. Inflation is a sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services in an economy over time. In simpler terms, it means that the cost of living is going up. This is usually measured by the Consumer Price Index, or the CPI, which tracks the average change in the price of a basket of goods and services over time. Causes of inflation. There are several causes of inflation. One of the most common causes is an increase in demand for goods and services, which causes prices to rise. If there are more buyers than there are products available, suppliers can raise prices. Another cause of inflation is a decrease in the supply of goods and services. This can happen if there is a shortage of raw materials or if production costs increase. Finally, an increase in the money supply can also cause inflation. When there is more money in circulation, each unit of currency becomes less valuable, leading to an increase in prices. Types of inflation. There are different types of inflation, including demand pull inflation. This occurs when there is too much demand for goods and services, leading to a rise in prices. Cost push inflation. This type of inflation occurs when production costs increase and suppliers are forced to raise prices to maintain profitability. Structural inflation. This type of inflation is caused by changes in the structure of an economy. For example, an increase in the cost of production due to new regulations. Hyperinflation. This is a type of inflation where prices increase at an extremely rapid pace. Hyperinflation can lead to the collapse of an economy, as we have seen in countries like Zimbabwe and Venezuela. Effects of inflation. Decreased purchasing power. As prices of goods and services rise, the purchasing power of money decreases. This means that people can buy fewer goods and services with the same amount of money. Uncertainty. Inflation can create uncertainty, making it difficult for businesses to plan for the future. This can lead to reduced investment and economic growth. Redistribution of wealth. Inflation can redistribute wealth from savers to borrowers. Borrowers benefit from inflation because they pay back their loans with money that is less valuable than the money they borrowed. Savers, on the other hand, lose out because the value of their savings decreases. Inflation can have several impacts on an economy and individuals' lives. One of the most significant impacts is a decrease in the purchasing power of money. As prices rise, the same amount of money can buy fewer goods and services. This can lead to a decrease in the standard of living, particularly for those on a fixed income. Inflation can also cause uncertainty, making it difficult for businesses to plan for the future. Inflation can also lead to wage increases, as workers demand higher salaries to keep up with the rising cost of living. Managing inflation. Governments and central banks have several tools at their disposal to control inflation. One of the most common methods is through monetary policy. Central banks can adjust interest rates to influence the money supply, which can help control inflation. Governments can also adjust fiscal policy, such as taxes and spending, to manage inflation. It's essential to strike a balance when managing inflation, as overcorrecting can lead to unintended consequences, such as a recession. Monetary policy. Central banks can adjust interest rates to influence the money supply, which can help control inflation. By raising interest rates, the central bank can reduce the amount of money in circulation, which can help reduce inflation. Wage and price controls. Some governments have used wage and price controls to manage inflation. This involves setting limits on how much businesses can charge for goods or services, or how much workers can earn. However, this approach is often criticized for being ineffective and causing unintended consequences. In conclusion, inflation is a complex economic concept that can have a significant impact on our daily lives. Understanding what causes inflation and how it can be managed can help individuals make informed financial decisions. It's important to stay informed and keep an eye on inflation trends to make sure your finances are on the right track. We hope this video has helped you gain a better understanding of inflation. Thanks for watching.